Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome for the first time if you've not been here before. My name is Luke and I'm a private events mobile DJ from the UK. Today I wanted to make a little video about things sometimes not going the way you expect as a DJ. You can call these mistakes, fails, things that I should have done a long time ago, unfortunate turning of events, or just complete ups on my end. And through making this video, I want to show you that despite things maybe not going your way as the DJ 100% of the time, in the long run, it's a great learning experience. Mistakes in general are what help you become a better person. I mean, I used to be super scared of messing something up, but now if something goes wrong, I work on it to make sure that that doesn't happen again. As a DJ, you have to think and act fast all the time. You have to read the room, have a good sense of music knowledge, and think what would keep these people on the dance floor. Well, there's no particular right answer. It all depends on personal preference of everyone on the dance floor and what they individually like and don't like. But sometimes during some of my experiences, I've had people on the dance floor during the highlight of a night, and I queue up a song that I thought would do well or a request. And in some occasions, that actually didn't end up doing as well as I thought it would, leaving me at risk of taking some people off the dance floor. And of course, what I learned from these occasions is the fact that I need to be careful, very careful, with my music selection. When the night starts out, so at a birthday party, for example, I tend to play the slower and less energetic songs, and I filter through any requests in that way as well. I've also learned through this that if a request does not fit the moment, I do not need to force myself to play it just because I said, yes, I'll play it to somebody that asked for the song. I can sometimes hold on to a request from 20 minutes to 2 hours before it even gets played, depending on the vibe of the room. Because if I play that request at the very right time, it can do so much better than if I played it earlier on. And as the night goes on, I slowly bump things up a little bit to see how people are feeling about it. And then normally during the last 60, 90, 120 minutes left of a set, I let it all loose. Since most of the adults in the room will probably be a little bit tipsy by that point, I start playing all the bangers that everyone in the room will know of. You know, all the Free From Desires, all the Sweet Carolines, all the Bohemian Rhapsodies. I mean, hell, if it's going really well, I might even slip a YMCA in there. So that is one huge thing that I've been able to work on over the years, and even today I'm still building on that to make sure that the impact moments of a night are special. Now, DJs, have you ever smashed your laptop screen with an overhead moving light? Now, if you're lucky enough to have not done that yet, I'll make sure that I stop that from ever happening to you. In June of 2022, I was planning on hosting my own mini music festival in my back garden, but the weekend before I was going to do it, I was DJing in a bar. And a few hours into my set, one of my moving heads disconnected from my overhead rig, and it happened to be the only one that was above my laptop, and it shattered the screen completely. Luckily, well, one, the light was actually okay, and two, I was able to get the screen replaced the next morning. But it wasn't cheap, so I don't recommend that any of you try it. But as obvious as it may seem, please use safety on your lights. The annoying thing is that actually I had safety chains because of the show, but I never thought to use them in my actual DJing setup. But don't worry, that very quickly changed after the incident. And from then on, I've always used safety on my overhead lighting. Here's a big fail that happened a couple of years back. I used to DJ regularly in a lovely bar, the same bar that I was just talking about, but now it's been transformed into something else. But back then, my setup consisted of a DDJ SX with Serato on laptop, and to the side of my booth, I had an old iPad running Spotify for requests. Side note, this was before I started paying for a SoundCloud Pro subscription so that I could use it with Serato. If you are a DJ that is doing something similar to what I used to do, get SoundCloud Pro. Trust me, it is very much worth it. Anyway, I charged the iPad with a USB, of course, but I used to have one of those power towers that looked like these that had USBs built into them. But unfortunately, the specific power towers that I had did not have surge protection. So you can probably guess it already. The second that I plug in the iPad, bang. My entire circuit had been cut off and my fuse had blown. Oh, not to mention the fact that the iPad immediately died after sparks and smoke flew out of it upon me plugging it in. But after 5 minutes of panic and fuse switching, I was finally able to start my set. And although I was only 5 minutes late to my set, which could have been a lot worse, the lesson here is that I learned that no matter what, always spend that extra money to ensure that your equipment is surge protected. You will thank yourself later. And it's one more thing that adds peace of mind and less worry to you, because the last thing that you want is for you to be on edge for the entire rest of your set, worrying that something else might cock up. Also, I would like to point out that I do run multiple power cables to the mains. I have one cable that carries all the sound kits, so laptop, mixer, top speakers, etc. And then there's another cable that carries all the lighting. And then there's one more cable that carries the things that are behind me, so the subwoofer, and there's two all-in-one lighting systems. systems behind me too. Although so far I've listed some of the worst mistakes, I have made some few minor errors as well. This one's not as crazy, but I'd just like to let any DJ know that whenever things get quite hyper during a set, please make sure you calculate your jumps. A long time ago, when my brother had his year 6 leavers party in 2018, I was the DJ. And while I was playing the Allier intro song due to popular request, I tried to jump over a big storage chest that I kept my equipment in. Unfortunately for me, I did not predict the jump very well at all, and I ended up having my foot and half of my leg inside of the box through the large hole that I just produced through it.
Alright, so we have a slight problem. Yeah, oh, broke my baby. No, it was cracked anyway, and it was very old. It's been like 4 years old, but it served me well.
I wasn't harmed in any way, it was just a slight mishap, I just carried on. But it wasn't a big deal, as I still use that chest in the same condition today, but just remember to watch your step, DJs. And there have been very, very small errors that not many people would notice, such as me accidentally leaving the loop on as I'm transitioning a song, so that the loop keeps playing instead of the song. And sometimes in that same respect, while mixing a song, I sometimes forget with the stems to turn the vocals on. So sometimes when I've mixed a song in and it plays, there is no vocal until I turn it on at a convenient enough time. But anyway, the last thing for now is this. There's nothing worse than A, playing a song at the wrong moment, B, having a light crashing down on your expensive setup, C, sending your foot through your equipment, but the last thing is making a moment awkward. I can give 2 examples of this. On any mixer I've used, I've always had deck lock on, meaning that you can't load a track on a deck if there's already a song playing on it. You can only load a song on that deck if the song is paused or stopped. This is just so that you don't accidentally load a song on a live player. But I do remember a few times a long while ago I have been a victim of stopping the wrong deck while queuing up a new song. I'm sure that most DJs can remember a time where they've done it once or twice as well. I mean, we're all guilty and we all get caught one time or another, but I'm always very quick to hit play again, so there's only silence for a brief second. But something else about not making a moment awkward is the way you use a microphone. I used to use a cheap wide microphone, meaning that whenever I spoke into it, it would distort due to the low and cheap quality of it. And as much as, of course, you should try and pronunciate the best that you can so that you're audible, you should also make sure that you have a good microphone system in place. The one that I've had for the past few years works great. It's not like a major brand or anything, but it's a 4-mic system that links to a receiver, handles all 4 of the microphones at the same time. I'll leave an Amazon link in the description below if you want to have a look at the system that I use. But it's quite good because you can even output all the mics separately through the XLRs on the back of the receiver, so if you wanted to hook up an actual audio desk, you can, and mix the mics that way. But if you would like to see a video on microphone systems and what I would recommend, let me know in the comments down below. But since I've had the system, I've even been able to raise my voice and still have good clarity and low distortion on output. Immediately makes a difference when not only you're speaking clearly, but you're also audible through the PA system. But to summarize, it's absolutely okay to make mistakes, or have little errors, or have learning curves. In fact, a lot of what I've learned is through originally making mistakes. And if you're a DJ watching this, then hopefully through this video I can help save you from making some of the easy mistakes that I've made. And I'm sure that there'll be many more mistakes to come, and now that I'll be taking you guys to every one of my future gigs, I'll be able to catch them on camera and show you guys. But thank you very much for watching this video. Please do leave a comment down below in the comment section and let me know what you thought of it. Or if you're a DJ watching this, what are some mistakes that you've made in your time in the business? Hopefully as a community we can share some knowledge with each other. I'll be responding to every comment, so I'd love to see what you guys feedback with. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, and you can hit the bell next to the subscribe button to receive notifications for every time that I post. I will be posting more videos like this as time goes on, as well as gig logs, comparison videos, tech reviews, and many more. But for now, thank you for watching once again, and I'll catch you next time.